Sarah. So I wanted to share with you an experience that I had a few weeks ago. Like most organizations out there, I'm sure the Chattanooga Symphony performs each year in our Independence Day celebrations with the city. This pops on the river, pops in the park, something similar in your city. So like most concerts out there, we have a staff member that's in charge of the kind of concert, that's in charge of being there, kind of a behind the scenes person to make sure that the orchestra has what they need, that if anything happens, that there's a CSO person there involved with it. It's not actually an event, a concert that we sponsor as the organization. We're kind of a fee engagement. We're paid to show up and play. It's a great thing every year, and it's something that's really fun. It's a great community event. This year there were just tons of people. But usually in the past it's been kind of an executive director or a senior staff person who's been in charge of that. This year, they were on vacation and had some other commitments. So I, as one of the junior staff members, and our box office manager, who's also a junior staff member, got to be the managers on duty at this event. It was a little bit scary for us at first. I think we were really nervous that the entire orchestra wasn't going to show up, or that somehow we'd have to put together the fireworks show and we'd have to cue for the 1812 overture or whatever like that. So we were a little bit nervous at first, but, and the point of this vlog post, we, like other organizations out there, have a position in our staff that's called the operations manager. It may be kind of administrative manager or orchestra manager or something like that. This is the person in our office that handles lots of different things. We're a small organization, so everyone wears different hats. This person may wear the most hats. Our operations manager is involved with fulfilling contracts and fulfilling riders, with scheduling the transportation for many of our guest artists and many of our musicians, the hotel arrangements. They make sure that the sound is appropriate and the sound is right there, and that the basses have the correct number of stools, and that there are enough chairs on stage, and that we can get into the theater when we need to. This person is really a logistics and detail-oriented person. There's a lot to keep track of when you're doing an orchestra concert, as I'm sure many of you out there know. So for this 4th of July Pops on the River concert, we were handed a binder that had exactly everything we needed to know. It had emails and contacts and just all of the great information. So it made it really easy to show up, and we, as the managers on duty, could enjoy the concert from backstage, which was a very cool place to be and see the fireworks show. So if you are a part of an orchestra out there, or you're thinking maybe about going into administration, if you are kind of a detail-oriented logistics person, a very behind the scenes person, think about being an operations manager. It's a very cool way to see how an orchestra works and see different people that you get to work with. It's a neat position, I think. And if you're a part of an orchestra, if you play in an orchestra, I really highly suggest that you go find your operations manager or the equivalent and give them a high five or a hug or a friendly email or a thanks, because these people, I think, probably don't get a whole lot of thanks, and they are probably some of the people who do the most challenging jobs and some of the coordinating and kind of keep everything together. So we at the CSO would be lost without our operations manager. She's amazing, and so I'm gonna go say thanks to her right now. So I'll see you guys next week.